Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. Welcome to Numeralytics. I am your host, Queen B, and this is Numbers Matter Podcast. This is unit number 14, and I am proud to present today a special guest, Miss Kimbaley, with her business, Astro Numerology. So without further ado, I'm going to bring Kimbaley on the stage so we can get started. Peace and love.
Peace and love. So we're talking over each other.
I
Peace and
know.
love. We're happy to see each other.
Peace and love, Queen. We are happy to see each other. We haven't done this in a minute, so it's good to get back with you. And I couldn't be more happy to get back with you at a time like this because you have your business astronumerology that you launched. And I am so excited to just talk to you about that and hear about how you formulated that idea and what motivated you to do business astronumerology.
I've always been fascinated about business. Always. I probably got that from my dad. At some point in my life, he was an entrepreneur, so he was into business and he was teaching me things back during that time. And for some reason, I just fell in love with business. As I have a lot of eights in my name, so that may have something to do with it. I'm born in the year of the eight. um, all of the people with there was three people that had a strong hand in raising me, and all three of those people were Capricorns.
Oh,
And
wow.
so it's always been that Capricorn energy for me, and I have a lot of Leo energy. So that just kind of made me fascinated about businesses. And when I thought about my journey in metaphysics and my journey in spirituality over time, I noticed that that's one of the areas that we as metaphysicians and spiritualists don't get enough or pay enough attention to. And we have the tools that are here: numerology, astronumerology, cardiology, so many awesome skills that can help us move forward. And right now, the way the economy is going, I think that it's time for a lot of people to pay more attention to not just business, but the metaphysical or the spiritual side of business.
I agree. I think you're right. Like with the way things are going, people are going to be really open and looking to open up their new businesses probably this year and next year, especially since everything with the new administration, a lot of layoffs are happening. We know this is a non-universal year, so a lot of businesses could be ending or people ending their careers and then they're stepping out maybe to start their own new business. And this is no time like the present that we don't have a lot of problems with middlemen like we did before. So I think it's brilliant that you found this niche and you're really honing in on it. And I love it. So, Kimberly, tell us what business astronumerology is.
When you think about astronumerology, think about how the planets influence the subconscious symbols that we call number, and it creates a frequency or a vibration wherever that number is attached. It could be a people, it could be a person, a place, or it could be a thing. For us, it's us, a person, people. And we use our birthday to find out a lot of things about us. First of all, who we are, our characteristics, what our purpose is, and how we align with that purpose. And astronumerology for business is no different because your business has a birthday too. So, what happens is we analyze the birthday of your business and the name of your business to see that your business is aligned in harmony and flows, so that you can expect the best results, the best outcomes, and you can align with the purpose of your business.
So, Talk to me a little bit now, since you explained that. Talk to me now because I know that there are differences between the conception date of the business and or incorporation date, right? So why don't you talk a little bit about that? Which one's more important, and does it make a difference with the differences between those two dates?
There are two birthdays, and the birthday ideation. That's the word I'll use. I don't know why that word just came to me. But the day that you actually come up with the concept of this business can be used as your conception date. When you think about that conception date, you think about the day that you planted the seed. It's not the day when the seed is born, it's the day when you planted the seed. Now, the incorporation date, which is the second birthday, is the day that the actual business is born. You would know it as the day that your business actually becomes a legal entity of wherever you filed your business.
Hmm.
That's your business incorporation date. Both of these dates are important because even your conception date will let you know what the overall essence of this business is about. What were you feeling during that time? That's going to be determined by what date that was on. And with the incorporation date, it's the date that's written in stone, is set in stone. It can never be changed. So once you got that original date, it's there. You may get another incorporation date. However, that initial incorporation date will always play a huge role in your business in your business numerology. So if you have a conception date and the incorporation date. And this is important because some people don't ever incorporate their business. They can still use the energy of the conception date to make business plans or to base their business numerology off. But you don't necessarily have to have that incorporation date, but you do need a date of conception.
Okay, that sounds good. That sounds good to me. And I know there's so many other things that you can do with the business astro numerology, but I want to ask you a little bit more about the dates. So I know you said you may not even get an incorporation date, right? But say you do have your conception date and you're looking to do your incorporation date. Would you say it's more important to look to pick an incorporation date that is in harmony with the conception date or just in harmony with you as the person? Which one do you think is more important?
Make sure that it's more in harmony with the other numbers of the business because we have to consider that a business also has a name. And remember, I said that whatever is attached to that number or a number could be people, a place, or thing. Well, the name of your business is another thing, and it has its very own vibration. So your incorporation date, your incorporation date would ideally match the date of your name. But in some cases, I've heard that you could pick an incorporation date. I don't know if that's true or not. I just know how I did it when I filed. Um, they gave me the date that the paperwork was processed on.
Oh,
And I didn't have a choice of what date that would be. But in that case, knowing the business um, astro numerology, knowing business astro numerology will help you go in and um, understand the challenges that you may face because awareness is key. And that way you'll know when to pivot, how to pivot, and you'll know how to balance and make sure that the business is in harmony.
great. That's great. Thank you so much for answering that.
You're welcome.
So, okay, do you have a presentation that you want to share? And maybe we can give people a better idea of business astronumerology by actually going through a business.
Oh yeah, you're on the case today. You're
You
on
know
the
how that Leo energy is.
hey,
I'm getting ready.
Queen V. Let me dig in.
And why while Kimberly's getting that ready, guys, make sure you guys go check Kimberly out at her website at kimbaley.com. It's KIMBALEY.com. This is where you can go see her business astronumerology information. She also has other products that she sells. She does personal astronumerology readings and also her podcast Manifest on Purpose, which airs every Monday and Wednesday. So guys, make sure you're checking her out on YouTube. Go subscribe to her YouTube if you're not already at underscore Kimberly. All right. All right, Queen. So I see you have it up on the screen. I'm going to go ahead and add it to the stage. And the floor is yours, Queen. Go ahead and take it over.
Thank you so much, Queen. So
Hmm.
there's so many things that you can determine with the astronumerology for your business. One of the things that you can determine is the timing in your business, when you should be doing things. So this right here for Numeralytics is an annual business report. It is for the next 12 months, and it's based on the birthday of Numeralytics, which is October the 11th, 2022. And this is what comes in the yearly, the annual business cycle report. I'll let you know at first what your business favorable or significant numbers are. And these are the most important and favorable numbers for your business. When I say favorable and significant, you're going to use these days or one of these numbers to make important decisions, to sign contracts, interviews, hiring, investing, and the key numbers for Numeralytics is 276. And when I say 276, that means anything that adds up to a 2, any date that adds up to a 2. For example, the 2nd, the 11th, the 20th, or the 29th of the month. For a 7, it would be the same thing. And for the 6, it would be the same thing. The 6, it will be the 15th and the 24th of the month. So, whatever days add to these single digits are the best days for Numeralytics. And because you have these favorable days, you also because you have these favorable numbers, you also have best days to go with these numbers. In this case, the best days for Numeralytics will be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So you have to make sure that you're going in that order. These are the best days for Numeralytics to plan events, to promote anything, um, that has any significant importance. And the number is always stronger than the day of the week. So it's better if, even if it's your opposition day, but it's on the second, than it would be on a day that's not your opposition. I hope I said that right.
You did. I think you did. I
Then you
love
have
this.
the,
Well, look, can I ask a question?
yes, please.
So scroll back up, Queen. Scroll back up to my significant numbers for my business. So the 276. So this is good, Queen, because the 2 and the 7 match my numbers. So isn't that better when the business owner's numbers match the conception date?
I don't know. We're going to talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, okay. Because, I often wonder, is it better that way, or is it better to use numbers for your business that complement your personal number?
I have a solution for that, Queen V.
Okay. You know I'm gonna ask. I want to dig deep.
So your business significant months, these are the most favorable months for your business. And in this case, May, July, and October. Um, oh, and so just like we have those good days, we also have the days that are not as good. And those are going to be your unfavorable days. And not only are they days, but they're day of the week and months. So the opposition here would be the 9, 4, and 8. Any day that adds up to a 9, a 4, or 8. Tuesday, Sunday, Saturday, January, April, August, and November. So if I call Queen and said, Queen, it's November the 9th. Can you come and host this event for me? Queen should say no because it's
Yeah.
her unfavorable day or her unfavorable month. And she really doesn't have to say no because it doesn't mean you have to completely stop during these times. It just
Mhm.
means slow it down and use a little caution and be patient during these months. If this is something that Queen Bee does all the time and she never has any problems, then it may be okay for her on these days. But if it's something she really need to make her best impression for, then she should stay away from those oppositional times. So this means just be cautious during these times, be patient during these times because business may not flow as well as it would be during your most favorable times.
And that's interesting, Queen, because I have to say, January was such a rough month for me. Scroll back up. I think the other month was April. That was also a really, really rough month for me. It's funny that those my numbers are the same. So it was a rough month for me for business and for myself. And maybe that might have a little bit of something on what you're going to speak about, because when you do have the same cycle as your business, then if you're not doing well and the business is not doing well, that's double trouble for you. So yeah, I mean, I can see that this is on point, Queen, on point.
I'm glad you're feeling better now.
I am.
So this is the best times for you and your business together. So I sit down and I figure out, okay, Queen B, you're the one running this business. So that's your birthday. And then the entity of the business, that's two separate entities. You got your own set of numbers, the business has its own set of the numbers. But what we have to do is analyze to see um, what comes together. What's the best dates or how compatible are you with your business? And I love it when it happens this way. You have two numbers in common with your business. So that means that the best days for you and your business together would be the 7 and the 2. Now, we talked about the fact that 2, 7, and 6 are your numbers. But if you need to go all in, I would say do it on the 7th or the 2nd. And you're going to
Mhm.
do it on days such as the 7th, the 16th, the 25th. Monday and Wednesdays are your best day. And just like you said, May is your best month. So you're living your best life this month, Queen.
Yeah, I am. And it's a nice refreshing change from April, I have to say.
Now, when you add the month, the day, and the year of your birthday, you get a life path. But when you add the month, the day, and the year of the business, you get your business mission.
I love that, Queen. That's
Thank you.
beautiful. That's awesome. Go ahead.
Thank you. So, your business mission is a 9. And put in a little mission statement for everybody so that they can understand the mission because what the mission boils down to is This is the purpose of your business. This is what your business is here to do, how they're
Hmm.
here to evolve. And this says that um, Numeralytics is here to empower individuals through the ancient wisdom of numerology, guiding them towards self awareness, healing, and purposeful living. Our mission is to serve humanity with compassion and integrity by using numbers as a tool for transformation, awakening higher consciousness, promoting inner peace, and supporting the collective evolution of our world. So you're here for evolution, Numeralytics. And one thing that I did notice is that the nine is one of your oppositional numbers.
Mm-hmm.
But you know about oppositions. You know oppositions very well. In fact, that's one
Yes.
of your specialties.
Yes, it
So
is.
you know how to balance that energy between the nine and the two. So for somebody that did not know numerology, I will break that down about
Hmm.
balancing that nine and two energy. And so what happens next in the report is I give you some key elements embedded into your mission. You're here for empowerment, service and compassion, wisdom, sharing, global and collective good, healing and transformation. Using numerology for deep personal insight and growth. You're doing that today.
I am doing that today. And this is so fascinating and interesting, Queen, because I'm also a life path nine.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
neat.
Isn't that neat? So, you know, this is just amazing that I birthed this business that has like my same numbers and it's also has my life path. So I just think that that's fascinating.
It shows us the power of our numbers. You know,
Yes.
I made a statement one time before. You know, we think that we're using numerology to help us determine our purpose when or to help us with our purpose, but it's like numerology is what's got a hold of us. You know, this energy is already happening.
It's already happening and I think that's something to be said about that and just about all the work that we do as astronumerologists. It really shows you the power of the subconscious mind and the power of the spirit, and that energy never lies, so we invoke our own energy. So I just think that that's amazing. And that's why I love numbers, guys. And that's why numbers matter. That's why we do this podcast. So Kimberly is really showing us why numbers matter today. Thank you so much, Queen. This is fascinating. Go ahead, Queen.
You're welcome. Thank you. Numbers do matter. And
Hmm.
so I know you probably would like, how long is it going to take her to get to the actual reading? Okay, so we're going to get to
No,
that.
no, I'm enjoying all of this. I'm soaking all of this up.
So you get a summary, and it's talking to you about making the most of your opportunities in your business. You know, whatever business it is custom to your business. So it comes up talking, because we know that this is numerology, we know that we're talking to a numerologist. And so it will align. I don't want to read all of this because I don't want to put you all to sleep, but just just to give you a brief look at, what this report does or can do. And this is the juicy part. You're in an annual business cycle. That's what I call the year to year cycle. You know, for you, it will be your personal year if we're talking about for a person. But because we're talking about for business, it's your annual business cycle. And in this case, we're going to go from 2020, I mean, January through December 2025 to start with. And we're going to get 2025 today. And so the first thing it does is it gives you a theme. This is the essence of what your business starts out the year with. So you'll get that energy overview in the beginning. You'll get strategy highlights, what you should focus on. Focus on joyful, creative work, expand your visibility, speak and teach, write and publish, host gatherings, infuse beauty into your business. So if you're questioning yourself, Queen, what should I be doing? And look at one of the things it says here. This is a powerful time for podcasting.
Yes.
And that's what we're doing right here. So this
Yes.
right here is very, very important because it tells you some of the things that you should be doing, giving you a little strategy for this year. And it also lets you know, hey, but be cautious. This year is filled with fun and experience, but avoid overextending yourself. Too many scattered projects, a lack of follow through, or emotional overindulging could lead to missed opportunities. Finish what you start. Anchor your ideas with practical timelines. So you get tips throughout this to let you know some things that you should watch out for. It tells you about your connections and relationships for the year. Um, so we're going to get on to, um, let's get to
And
the
what is
month.
the essence of the year? What is that? Because you said the business one. Is that a part of the essence of the year?
Yeah, so when I was talking about the incorporation, the conception date, with the conception date, I use essence of the year because that's like the overall vision that you had. Maybe I should use the word vision, you can kind of understand it. But the essence of the year is you're going to be in a five vibration for the year. So it's letting you know what the 5 year is going to feel like.
Mhm. Awesome. This is amazing, Queen. You guys, if you're looking to start a business, this is paramount. Like you need this report. And I love how you break it down for the year. And then it looks like you have some for the month too. Go ahead, Queen. This is amazing. You guys, please get with Miss Kimbaley. Again, her website is Kimbaley.com, Kimbaley.com. Her YouTube is underscore Kimbaley. And Queen, you're also on Instagram and TikTok, right?
No,
Okay. No
I'm
Instagram
definitely
and
not there.
TikTok for the queen, but the queen is on YouTube and please visit her website because she has a lot to offer on her website, the business Astro Numerology. She also does a free consultation to help people to understand and just learn what this is more. You're learning a little bit more today, but you can get with the queen and get a nice one-on-one with her and she's going to kind of walk you through it and then you go ahead and get your report or you get set up for whatever business idea you have in mind and she'll get you set up and give you the best tips on how to get started. So make sure you reach out to the queen. Go ahead, queen. Had to plug you right
Thank
there real
you.
quick
Thank you.
because this is amazing. Like honestly, this is amazing. And honestly, from one astronumerologist to another, this is amazing, Queen. This is amazing work. It's amazing concepts that you're coming up with as far as the business cycle year, the essence. I really like the way that you're correlating the terms over into a business manner. So I think it's amazing. It's beautiful, and I just want to give you your kudos on that. So go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hmm.
I think I learned naming stuff from you.
Yeah, I teach a lot of people how to name stuff. Kind of my specialty.
Yeah, that's another one of your specialties.
Yeah.
So the next what goes on is you're going to talk about the monthly cycle. You'll get a report for the whole year, and then you'll get a report for the month, and it'll be a brief detail report for the year. It's just letting you know what you can expect. You may want to pivot your brand or business model. You may want to launch something experimental or unconventional. You may want to travel for work, speak at events or networks, and you may experience sudden change. And it's letting you know, most importantly, this is a time of high energy and forward motion, but use discernment. So, that right there is another very important tip for a business owner. And it says, don't chase every shiny idea. Instead, anchor your freedom in clarity and intention. Then you'll get some tips for navigating throughout the whole year of 2025, and then you'll move on to the monthly cycles. And each month has a narrative of what you can expect for that month, what you should be doing in that month. So this month invites powerful conclusions. It's time to end something. It's a 9 business month. And you get a theme with it to give you an overall idea of what the month is like. And then it just lets you know what to expect. A short lived romantic or emotionally charged connection may surface around the second week of the month. Things
Mm,
like that. And it goes down for every month in this year. And then what it will do, and this is why I think it's like pretty cool for people who decide that they're going to get it like this time, because you get the information for 2025, but you still get a peek into 2026, because 12 months, is it goes beyond 2025. And so then you get all of the information about next year, what cycle you will be in next year, what the focus is for that year, so you can properly plan and create things in your business. But the whole idea of this is to be able to flow with the energy as the energy is there. If you're in a 5 month, you want to be able to flow in a five type of way. You may want more freedom, and it tells you how to do it in this report.
wow.
And at the end, you get like a closing statement at the end to kind of like give you some extra tips.
That's amazing, Queen.
Thank
That's amazing.
you. Thank you.
Why don't you tell us about how you go about helping clients pick out colors and fonts? Do you do that according to the conception date or do you do it by the name?
We do that by the name. We talked about earlier how important the name is, and the name is important because each letter represents a number. And when we transpose those numbers, I mean, when we transpose those letters, we get a number. So when we get that number, we can read the energy of that number. So I use the name to determine the number, and I'll go through and show you some of the things that we can determine from just the name of the business alone. And what I develop for clients is a brand board, and this is a copy of an Apple brand board that I completed. And this right here is a theme or tagline that I use from the mission of the business. And what I do is I go in and I tell you what your primary colors are. I let you know, according to that name, what colors would be good to use in your logo. Anything that you're posting for the name, it could be promotions or any material that you're using. And not only that, energy is important. Energy and these numbers show up in so many different ways. For
Mhm.
example, so many people don't even think about um, the type of fonts they use for their business. These fonts are symbols as well that represent something. So each number has fonts that's best for them. Not only that, what about the size of the letters that you put on any of your promotional products or your emails? You should always be looking for something that is in alignment. In this case, Apple is a 2-7. So
Mm.
um, in this case, you would use something that adds up to a 2 or a 7. So your font style, according to whatever it is you're writing, is going to be 11, 16, 20, 25, or something like that. These
Mhm.
numbers are numbers that will add up to that 7 or 2. Not only that, we know what type of shapes and designs that you can use. These are some of the shapes and designs that a number 7 or 2 can use. And I think this is basically going off the 2, but because 7 is an interchangeable number with the 2, it will probably also be an additional brand board that represents 7 colors and 7 shapes and designs as well.
This is amazing, Queen.
Thank you.
And I just like to point out that Apple's a 2-7, just like mine is a 2-7. And look at my logo. It's a circle. It has parallel lines. It has a crescent moon.
Look at the middle. The
Look at the
crescent
middle. That's what
is
I mean.
right here.
That's what I'm, look at this. Look at my logo there.
Yeah.
It just goes to show you how energy, when you're in tune with your energy. I didn't know that those were the symbols, but that's just how I picked my logo, which I plan on tweaking a little bit. Just like you said, I might want to tweak some things this year. I plan on tweaking that logo a little bit, but I do love that logo. It's the first logo that I made. I made it for myself for the business, and it's one that I will always use for the business. But yeah, it's amazing that all of those symbols that you just said is what are the symbols in my logo.
Yep. It's right there. It's right
Yeah.
there. And another thing, um, our teacher taught us something very important about numerology and the name, especially. The name will let you know who you will attract. And so here we're using our name. So it lets us know who our target audience is going to be.
Hmm.
And not only who the target audience are going to be, but it's going to tell you their personality type. It's going to tell you the demographics, the ideal marketing approach for these people, and
Hmm.
preferred brands and services. And this is so funny. I'm connected to the number one, and I love the number one's preferred brands and services and the way they describe um,
Yeah.
the number ones, because they say number one is like either gotta be something new or gotta be something kind of luxurious.
Uh-huh.
So I thought, wow, that's different. That's kind
Uh-huh.
of, but people never think about adding their numbers and knowing that these numbers will draw a certain frequency to you. So that's
Mhm.
important because once you use those colors, you're going to start attracting those people anyway to you.
Mhm.
And once again, I have to say, I love the way your numbers match up with the numbers of the business because really you're attracting your personality.
Yes. I'd say
you know,
the
you know,
numbers, the life path, the business mission are all the same.
yeah, yeah.
I,
You're attracting your personality. So that's going to be pretty much easy. That's how you flow in harmony.
yeah.
And then I talk about a little bit about promotion according to who that target audience he is and who your name will attract. These are the ways or the best strategies for you to attract them. For twos, relationship marketing. This is number one. And
Mm.
you collaborate with people. You are using soft branding. Nobody wants a loud person that's in this target audience. They don't want someone that's loud and saying, "Hey, come get my stuff today." No, you got to treat them with the soft approach, you
Yeah.
know. And so it gives you also a few little promotion ideas and stuff like that. So it can help you giving giveaways or offer personalized services because people really like to connect with you. And social media networks or communities. And I've heard that before, Queen.
Yeah.
I
Queen,
heard that.
I got my community going, and we're looking to even expand on our Astro Numerology community. So that all that stuff is right up my alley. And that's why numbers matter, you guys. This is so amazing. Let me pull Kimberly's banner up here for Astro Numerology. This is the business Astro Numerology. So you guys have just seen the whole. Yep, let me do this too. So let's do this, Queen. Let's do this so we're both looking out. Look out at the so we're both looking out. Other way, Queen. Go the other way, Queen, so I can see your beautiful face.
What
Over
I'm
here. There
doing.
you go. There you go. So this is the business astro numerology. You want to align your business with success, you guys. You guys just saw everything she put up on the screen for me for Numeralytics. I'm an astronumerologist too. I'm blown away by everything that she put up. I'm blown away by the innovative concepts that she has put together to correlate numerology with your business. So you guys make sure if you're opening a new business, if you're even thinking about starting a new business, or if you know someone that wants to start a new business, hit Kimbaley up at kimbaley.com. You see the website right here up on the banner. And again, you're going to get your business astronumerology reports. You're going to get the name analysis, the alignment, and the forecasting. You're going to get the mission and the brand, which is brilliant, and it can help you. It can help you so much. You know how hard it is to put your mission together. So she's giving you the mission and helping you with the mission that correlates with the energy of your business. So you guys make sure you hit her up. It's telling you about your marketing, your target audience, best business days, and key numbers. I mean, this is number 4 energy, sis. This is complete number. This is your number 4. Just, stepping out there and saying, "Hey, look at me. I'm showing off and I'm doing all this innovative, progressive, forward thinking ways that we can incorporate metaphysics, which you're a metaphysician, with spirituality, with our businesses, which is something that we all need to survive. We need a business, we need to make money." So I think it's brilliant, Queen, what you've done. So numbers matter. Kudos to you, Queen.
Thank you so much. I'm trying to be like you. That's all I'm trying to do, Queen. I'm
Oh,
trying to keep
please.
up with you.
Listen, listen, I'm trying to keep up with you. I'm trying to keep up with myself. We're all trying to keep up with something. But one thing about it is we're all really forward thinking people. And I love our connection. I love that we can all come together and we all work together and build each other up. And royalty rules, respect, uplift, love, empower, and support. We know we got royalty rules around here. So this is the thing. And like you're doing this is really helping people. It just helped me. I mean, even though I'm an astronumerologist, I didn't do all of this stuff for my business when I opened it. I never thought about doing all of that for it, to want maybe like the name and stuff like that. And that's it. But you have really took this to the next level. And this can really help people who maybe they don't know what kind of business they should be doing, or they don't know what kind of business they want to go into. And then they can come to you and get a personal astronumerology report. And then you can help guide them into what business they can do. And then you can help guide them with the inception of the business. So I think it's just brilliant. I think it's a perfect niche, especially for a Leo 4 person, very progressive and forward thinking. So I guess what I want to know now, Queen, is so did you do all of this stuff for your own business?
Oh yeah, but it's so much to do
I
because
know.
this is I know people are looking at this as this is just to get your business started. No, this is something that you need to be doing over time. No,
Yeah.
you're not creating businesses all the time. But some people are, but most people aren't creating businesses all the time. But what they are doing is naming podcasts, writing books that have titles. You know,
Yes.
we need to know what the numbers to everything is that we promote or that we attach to our business. So it's important. So even with my podcast, that's why I said I'm working on them, because I don't just look at my business. I look at what this podcast numbers are, what this podcast numbers are, and what
Hmm.
this podcast numbers are. So that's like three separate entities to me, even though it's together in one.
Right. Right. I mean, and that's brilliant. And that's really the way you have to look at it. Because, like you said in the beginning, each person, place, and thing has a vibration. So, different podcasts, those are different things. They may have come from the same person, but they're different things. So, they carry their own vibration and their own weight. So, very, very intuitive work, Kimberly. Very brilliant queen, of course. Guys, make sure you go visit Kimberly at her website Kimbaley.com. Make sure you subscribe to her YouTube _Kimberly and get with her. Like I said, she's doing a free consultation, a 30-minute talk where she will listen to your ideas and then you can listen to her guide you and give you some wisdom about what you maybe should be doing with your business and what next steps you can take. Kimberly, any last words or any other thing that you want to bring up that we didn't discuss before we get out of here today?
Yes, I do just want to encourage everybody that, and I've always been the person that would encourage people that it seems like to me, like everything that's happening now, we saw a precursor to that in 2020 where things took a major shift. And I want people to focus on this time, on evolving, and paying attention to the tools that we have here that can help us grow. So these sciences, astrology, astro numerology, tarot, all of these sciences that has been helping people for many years, I think that we should look into consulting those things more. And remember, just because you're a business owner does not mean that you don't have to align in your business. So make sure you reach out, and I'm wishing everybody the best. Thank you so much for having me, Queen Bee.
I want to thank you so much for coming on, Kimberly. I always love to have you on. Numbers matter. So, like I said, you guys, if you want to open a business or if you have a business and you just want to get more information about it, here's the flyer. Make sure you hit the queen up. Make sure you go to Kimberly.com and look at all of the other offerings that she has for you. And make sure you're tuning in with her Manifest on Purpose podcast that she does every Monday and Wednesday because it's very insightful and very helpful. So, guys, make sure you're tuned in with the Queen. I really want to thank you so much for coming on, Queen. This has been Numbers Matter podcast unit number 14. We went from a unit to a unity because you guys have watched us. So we want to thank you so much. We want to also thank all of the new subscribers. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share this episode because this is important and numbers matter. Peace, love, kings and queens up to the nation. Queens up in your